Hello everyone and welcome back to another one of our A to Z of higher education videos. This week we are going to be looking at the letter H, which stands for halls or halls of residence. If someone decides to go to university or to higher education, they'll often they'll move out of their house to go and study. So this obviously means they'll need somewhere to live, they'll need accommodation whilst they are studying. So this is what halls of residence are. When you're in your first year, usually you'll live in halls. So basically what halls of residence are they are big blocks of student flats, sometimes with hundreds of students living in the same block, but they're split into individual flats. In each flat you'll normally have your own bedroom, sometimes you have an ensuite, sometimes you have a shared bathroom, but you'll usually have a shared kitchen and living area. So usually you'd normally expect to find 5 or 6 students in one of these student hall flats. However, this can sometimes differ and you can sometimes have really big flats with 10 or 11 or 12 students, or sometimes smaller ones. It all depends on the university that you go to and the accommodation that they offer. So when I went off to university a few years ago, I moved into student halls for my first year, and from my experience this was a fantastic way to make friends. It was a really social environment. And I ended up meeting a good group of friends who I ended up living with for my third and second year of university when we moved out of student halls and ended up getting a house together, which we rented whilst we was in the second and third year of our studying.
So if we go onto the Pathways website, we're actually able to have a look at some of the university accommodation that's offered here in Leicester. So if we go into the University of Leicester, we can have a little look around their campus, but also we can have a look at some of the halls of residence that they offer, which you could potentially be staying there if you were to study at the University of Leicester. So we go into the Explore Pathways tab, University of Leicester, and we'll have a look around at some accommodation. We'll go into the Opie Student Village, and in Opie is where a lot of the first year students live if they go to University of Leicester, and we'll take a look at Glebe Court. So this is just an example of what a bedroom might look like. It's a very typical example of a university hall's first year bedroom. It's quite a nice room actually. I wasn't blessed to have a room this nice when I was at university. See, I had a single bed. But as you can see, this is a pretty typical first year hall's room.
But as I said, that was just one example of a typical student halls that we have here in Leicester. But I would definitely recommend having a look for yourself. Perhaps you've got a university in mind that you might be interested in going to. Have a look at the halls that they have to offer, see what their accommodation is like, see if you could picture yourself living there when you move away from home. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you guys and you've learned a little bit more about what accommodation is like at university and maybe a little bit more about what student life is like. We'll be back next week with another video. Cheers.